frost. Let's come to the birches, the real topic of this video, the summary of the birches. Birches poem. It has been written by Robert Frost. Whenever the speaker sees stooped birch trees which stand out against the surrounding upright trees, the speaker likes to imagine that they were bent this way because a young boy has been holding onto their thin upper branches and then, with the flexible trees in hand, swinging to the ground. The speaker knows that swinging from the trees does not actually cause them to stay bent down the way ice storms do. The speaker describes us that birch trees covered in ice on upright mornings after a winter's rain. Birches like scratch against one another in the wind, the ice around the birches glinting as it begins to crack. After some time, the sun heats up the ice-covered branches and causes the fine layers of ice to fall, breaking across the hard crust that the snow has created on the ground. Falling and breaking like this creates so many rust of ice that one might think some kind of sphere in heaven has shattered and fallen to earth. The birches get so weighted down by the ice that they sink to the level of scraggly. Scraggly means unhealthy ferns, my friends. You can even write it in your notebook. They never break under this strain, though they also never return to their previous height after having been bent for so long. It may be the passerby who notices such trees curving toward the ground for years after they have been bent, leaves hanging down in the same way that hair might drape from the heads of young girls when they toss it forward while on the heads and knees, leaving it to hang like that as it dries in the sun. The speaker returns to the original focus of the poem, having gotten wrapped up in describing the effect of ice storms. The speaker preferably says to imagine a boy bend the birch trees by swinging from them on his way to tend to his family's cows. That boy, the speaker imagines, lived too deep in the woods to play baseball in town and instead had to find his own source of entertainment, amusing himself all through the year. The boy bent all the birches on his father's property by swinging from their tops, which made the trees flexible and droopy. He played so much that there weren't any birches in the area that had not succumbed to him. The boy learned how to safely swing. The boy learned how to safely swing from the birch trees, learning that it's important to not jump before reaching the part where the trunk is most flexible, otherwise the tree could snap and fall quickly to the ground. The boy maintained his posture as he climbed all the way up to the highest branches, moving with the same care one might use when slowly filling a cup to the very top or even just beyond the top. Although when the boy reached the top of the tree, he jumped out and swung his legs gracefully through the air as he sailed to the ground. The speaker used to be the kind of boy who swung from birch trees and now fantasizes about one day swinging from the birches again. This fantasy crops up when the speaker becomes overwhelmed by the details and frustrations of everyday life, an experience that is like trying to navigate through a stretch of woods without any kind of trail, as trees and spiderwebs assault the speaker's face, which gets scratched by a small stick that cuts across the eye. Speaker says that it would be very nice to escape Earth for a bit and then after a little while return and start all over again. It's not to say that the speaker wants some kind of omniscient being to misinterpret and particularly fulfill this wish by taking the speaker away from Earth for good without any chance of return. He believes that Earth is the only place to fully enjoy things like love, and there is no other place where things might be better than they are here. The speaker wants to die by climbing a birch tree, scaling its dark branches and its snow-covered trunk in the direction of heaven until the speaker got so high that the tree could no longer support the weight and slowly bent over to place the speaker back on the ground. That feeling of escaping earth while also returning to it, the speaker says, would be very nice. There are worse things than being someone who swings from birch trees. Now, earlier I have given you the theme of this poem. Here I am again reminding you the theme of it. There are 3 themes basically. Number 1 is joy of childhood. Number 2, harsh reality of adulthood. Joy of childhood means he don't want to leave the enjoyment of childhood which he had earlier, and now again he wanted to have it, that joyness, that enjoyment. And number 2 dedicates that harsh reality of adulthood. When we become adult, we are having so many responsibilities on our shoulders that no one can exceed to it. If anyone is going to stretch, then we will fall on the ground. That same way he is saying that it is a harsh reality of adulthood, that while as getting up adult, we know that if we will fall from a tree, we will get any kind of disease if we are getting, then we have to pay for it, right? We have to go to a doctor, we have to spend money on it, we have to take care of ourselves. Means after getting adult, you are having so many things that you have to understand about the money, about the responsibility, about tasks, how to be done, everything. Now in number 3, he is talking about death, spirituality and escape. He does not want to escape. For a time being, he want to escape from his adulthood, but not for totally. He don't want to die even. He's just saying, the poet is just saying about the escapeness. He wanted to escape from adulthood for a time being so that he can leave all stress, every responsibility from his life. Okay, and thereafter he wanted to enjoy his childhood by going back in his childhood, and he wanted to come again in his worldly affairs, so that because he is an adult person and he has many tasks to do. That is why here the number 3 theme is death, spirituality and escape. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you really like this video, then please like, share and subscribe the channel. Don't forget to give your valuable comments. I will be missing you, my friends. Thank you.